I will never marry a Cuban woman. And I'm here to tell you exactly why. Some guys, they come to the island, they get hit by that Caribbean sun, a little bit of rum, the music gets in their blood, and they lose their minds. They see a beautiful woman with a smile that could stop traffic, and suddenly they're poets, they're saviors, they're planning a future based on a fantasy. Bro, you have no idea what you're walking into. I've been there, I've seen it. I've had my boots on the ground long enough to see past the postcard. What I'm about to tell you isn't something you'll read in a travel guide. This is the real talk, the stuff that happens in the shadows of those colorful, crumbling buildings. I'm here to show you the real game. Forget the romance, forget the salsa nights. Marriage here, especially for a foreigner, isn't a partnership. It's a business transaction. And you, my friend, are the product. You're the asset. And if you're not careful, you'll be liquidated. I've watched good men, smart men, get absolutely dismantled. They come here looking for love, for a simpler life. They leave with empty pockets and a hollowed-out look in their eyes. So, before you get on that plane with a ring in your pocket, you need to listen. You need to understand the brutal truth. I'm breaking it down for you. This is my hard-won experience, the lessons I paid for in full, and I'm giving it to you for free. Consider it a public service. First, you need to understand the single most powerful force on this island. It ain't love, man. It's desperation. It's a quiet, grinding force that shapes every single interaction. You see a beautiful, vibrant woman, full of life and passion, and that's real. But underneath that, there is often a calculated desperation that you, with your foreign passport and your different colored money, can't possibly comprehend. Many people here are living in a state of resolver. It means to resolve or to solve. It's the daily hustle to get by, to find food, to find medicine, to find a way. And marriage to a foreigner? That's the ultimate resolver. It's a golden ticket. I'm not saying every woman is like this. I'm not saying there's no genuine affection. But what I am saying is that the line between love and opportunity is so blurred, it's practically invisible. I saw this guy. Let's call him Mark. A decent guy from Canada, a little lonely, came to Cuba, fell for a dancer. She was gorgeous, smart, funny. He was hooked. He started sending her money. For her grandmother's medicine, she'd say. Then it was for her brother's roof, then for a phone so they could talk more. He was financing a family he'd never even met. He thought he was being a good guy, a supportive partner. But what he was, really, was an ATM. She was telling him, mi amor, mi vida, my love, my life. But what she was thinking was, mi visa, mi futuro, my visa, my future. He proposed. They got married in Cuba. The paperwork was a nightmare, but he got it done. The moment she landed in Toronto, the change was instant. The sweet, affectionate woman he knew disappeared. She became cold, distant. She found a job, connected with the local Cuban community, and within 6 months, she was gone, left him with a note. He was just a bridge she had to cross to get to the other side. And once she was across, she burned it to the ground. You have to ask yourself, is she in love with you? Or is she in love with what you represent? Freedom, stability, a way out. And in a place where those things are the ultimate luxuries, how can you ever be sure? Number 2, the family. You think you're marrying one person? Think again. You're marrying an entire committee. The family unit in Cuba is everything. It's a fortress. They are incredibly close-knit, which sounds wonderful on the surface. And it is, for them. But for you, the outsider, you're not just a son-in-law. You are a resource. You're the new economic plan for the whole family. The day you say, I do, you inherit a long list of obligations you never signed up for. Suddenly, her mother's phone bill is your problem. Her cousin needs a new pair of shoes. Her uncle's car needs a part that can only be bought from abroad. It's never-ending. And it's presented not as a demand, but as a simple fact of life. You're family now. This is what family does. And if you push back, if you say no, you're not just being selfish. You are disrespecting the entire family structure. You're telling them they're not worth it. I watched a friend, an Italian guy, marry a woman from a small town. He bought a house for them to live in. The day they moved in, so did her mother, her two brothers, and for a while, her aunt. His home became a community center. There was no privacy, no quiet. His money was their money. When he tried to set boundaries, his wife looked at him like he was a monster. "But this is my family," she cried. "How can you turn your back on my family?" He was trapped. It's a form of psychological warfare you are not prepared for. They make you feel guilty for wanting what is considered normal everywhere else. A life with your partner. Here, the partnership is between you and her entire bloodline, and they will bleed you dry with a smile on their face, calling you Papi the whole time. You are expected to provide for them, to support them, to solve their problems. Congratulations, you just made yourself a target. Let's talk about number 3, the fundamental difference in the concept of a relationship. For you, marriage is likely about partnership, equality, building a life together. That's the Western ideal. Here, the culture, despite whatever laws they pass, is still deeply rooted in traditional gender roles. Machismo is alive and well. But it's a complicated kind of machismo. The man is expected to be the provider, the protector, the strong one. The woman runs the household, takes care of the family. It sounds old-fashioned, and it is. But here's the twist for the foreigner. They want you to be the provider, but they don't necessarily give you the respect that traditionally comes with that role in their own culture. You're a foreign provider, a walking wallet. You get all the financial responsibility, but none of the authority. I knew a guy who tried to have a serious conversation with his Cuban wife about their finances. He wanted to make a budget, plan for the future. She just laughed at him. "That's your job, honey," she said. "You worry about the money. I'll worry about us." It sounds romantic, but it's a complete abdication of responsibility. It's not a partnership, it's an arrangement. She's the CEO of the home, and you're the silent investor who just keeps pumping in cash. There's no shared struggle, no sense of being in it together. It's a divided kingdom. And the communication? Forget about it. There's a cultural tendency to avoid direct confrontation, to say what they think you want to hear. You'll get a lot of, "Yes, my love," but that doesn't always mean yes. It often means, "I'll agree with you for now to avoid a fight, but I'm going to do whatever I want later." Trying to have an honest, direct conversation can feel like punching water. You never land a solid hit. It's exhausting, man. You feel like you're going crazy, constantly trying to read between the lines, to figure out what's really going on. It's a game of smoke and mirrors, and you're the only one who doesn't know the rules. Fourth, and this is a big one, the exit strategy. You have to be brutally honest with yourself about why a woman from a country with severe economic and political restrictions might be so eager to marry you. For many, marriage is not the destination. It is the vehicle. It is the most reliable way to leave the island. Once they have residency in your country, once they have a foothold in a new world of opportunity, the entire dynamic of the relationship can change in an instant. The game is over. They won. I've seen it happen more times than I can count. The desperate, loving partner who needed you for everything suddenly becomes fiercely independent. They don't need you anymore. And the affection, the passion, the things that made you fall in love, that was part of the price of the ticket. Now that they've arrived at their destination, they don't have to keep paying. I remember this one woman. She was with a German guy for 3 years. He did everything for her. Flew back and forth, navigated the legal maze, spent a fortune. The day she got her permanent residency in Germany, she told him she needed some space. A week later, she had moved in with a Cuban guy she'd met there. He was just a stepping stone, a means to an end. It sounds cold, cynical. It is. But it's also reality. You are competing with the dream of a different life. A life of freedom, of opportunity, of just being able to go to a store and buy what you need. And that's a powerful dream. More powerful than you. More powerful than any love you think you might share. She may even convince herself she loves you. She might believe it. But it's a love born of necessity. A love that's conditional on what you can provide. And when that condition is met, when the necessity is gone, the love often goes with it. You have to understand. Leaving Cuba is the primary goal for a huge part of the population. It's not a reflection on you, it's a reflection of their circumstances, but you're the one who will pay the emotional price. Finally, there's the issue of what I call cultural incompatibility on a deeper level. Beyond the family, beyond the money, there's a different way of looking at the world. There's a certain fatalism here, a belief that things are the way they are and can't be changed. It's a survival mechanism, born from decades of living under a system that crushes individual initiative. For you, coming from a place where you can build things, where you can plan for the future, this can be incredibly frustrating. You want to build a future together, but your partner might be more focused on surviving the day. The passion and live for the moment attitude that seems so attractive at first can quickly turn into a lack of planning, a lack of ambition, a lack of shared goals. You're playing chess, and they're playing checkers. You're thinking 5 moves ahead, and they're just trying to get to the other side of the board. And the jealousy. Man, the jealousy can be on another level. It's possessive, it's suffocating. It comes from a place of insecurity, but it manifests as control. Your female friends become a problem. A late night at work becomes a source of suspicion. It's a constant test of your loyalty, and it will wear you down to a nub. The drama is relentless. It's like living in a telenovela. Big emotions, big fights, big declarations of love. It's exhilarating for a while, but living in that state of heightened emotion 24/7 is not sustainable. It's not a foundation for a stable, long-term marriage. It's a recipe for a burnout. I saw a guy, a quiet American academic, who fell for this. He loved her fire, her passion. He said it made him feel alive. A year into the marriage, he looked like a ghost. The fire he loved so much had burned him to the ground. He couldn't keep up. He was built for a library, and she was a bonfire. So, look, am I saying that all Cuban women are manipulative gold diggers? No, that would be stupid and wrong. There are good, honest people everywhere. But you're not dealing with a level playing field. You are a prize. Your passport is a key. Your bank account is a lifeboat. The cultural and economic pressures at play are so immense, they warp everything. They create a situation where even a good person might make a calculated decision to survive. Before you decide to take the plunge, you need to be a cynic. You need to be a detective. You need to question everything. When she tells you she loves you, ask yourself, does she love me? Or does she love the idea of me? When she talks about a future together, ask yourself, is it our future or her future that I'm just financing? Watch what she does, not what she says. Look for consistency. Vet her character. Magnify every red flag. Don't be another naive tourist who fell for a pretty face and a sad story. Don't be the guy who builds the bridge for someone else to cross. Because if you get married without understanding these brutal truths, you're not signing a marriage certificate. You're signing a contract for your own self-deception. And that's a contract you will pay for, one way or another, for a very long time. Move smart, stay sharp, and for God's sake, don't get married.